The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holsthausen,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Juliet!
What is up with you?
Oh, it's almost like we've had a few shows
All right,
today.
start over.
Welcome and thanks for joining us at the Real Estate House Party.
Yes,
and
that's better.
Way better.
Now I
and
feel
wanna-
whole.
Oh, I know.
I was wondering where I was, but now I know.
I was wondering the same thing where I was, yeah, and I want to
And
thank
I know
all of our-
Sebastian's wondering where he is right now. Why am I doing this?
I'm somewhere between New Hampshire and Canada, right?
Exactly. You get your passport to get here, right?
Location unknown, yes.
Yes.
I was told bring a
Location unknown.
passport,
Yes.
bring your wallet, your ID,
Where do you live,
$10,000.
Sebastian?
I am right outside of Boston.
That's right. The Brookline area, right?
Actually, I'd moved recently. I'm in Brighton now.
Oh, Brighton. Okay, same. Yeah.
that part of
No,
Boston,
we're
or
all
is that-
we're all
Down
from that
below.
area, so
Yeah. I live in
this is-
Charlestown.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I live in Reading,
Brighton's
so-
like a little,
Part of
like
Boston,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like just a little part. Yeah,
It's an enclave.
They all have a different zip code, but they're all still.
It's an
what
enclave.
Boston.
Yeah.
Boston proper.
Is Brighton part of Boston? I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I think so.
The problem is, so I'm on Washington Street in Brighton, but there's another Washington Street that also is in Boston.
Yes.
So I've gotten a lot of people saying, hey, I'm here. Where are you? There's a lot of places I don't recognize. This isn't an office. And I go, I've lost you. I can't get you back.
I love Sebastian. We've only talked mostly on the phone there, but after I talk, I feel relaxed.
I know
I'm
you
like,
should talk. We should all talk
Well,
a little.
let's tell people what Sebastian
quieter.
does.
Sebastian works at
Good
Wind
job,
Hill
Tony.
Hypnosis. Well, I'm sorry, we digressed in the first couple minutes.
Yes.
Well,
We've
you're
never done
talking
that
about
before.
him,
And
but
it's
we don't
like
know
he's
what
not
he
even
does.
here.
Right.
This is very unusual. He's a hypnotist, right?
Nice.
I
Yeah.
am a
We have a lot of
hypnotherapist,
questions for you,
yeah.
but we got like 26. Go ahead.
Okay.
Why are you looking at me like that
No,
for?
not you. I was
Oh.
looking at Sebastian. What kind of hypnotist do you do? Hypnotist shows, or do you get people to stop smoking, or all of that? What?
I mean, I guess if you really ask me for anything, I'll do whatever you'd like. It's
Right.
your time.
Really?
I would happy to.
Can you change the real estate market to have it?
I
Get the
can.
interest rates low?
You get me with the right people, the right time, and I will make
believe
some
it.
changes.
I believe it.
With
I
just
believe it.
my voice.
I believe it.
No, I'm actually a clinical hypnotherapist, so I work primarily one-on-one with people for a whole host of stuff. Stop smoking's a big one.
Losing weight.
Losing weight.
What if he doesn't want to stop smoking? Probably won't help him at all,
Can you
right?
do it to get me to smoke more?
I got a feeling you don't even need my help for that. If you want to take an hour and meet and say, I want to smoke more, and I'll go, all right.
Go right ahead.
Go right ahead. That'll be, and I'll
Just
take my
not this-
invoice.
That's
Just
a
not
pretty
this
good goal
hour.
there.
Right.
Can I? Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I like
stop
that.
talking to me and start
outside of
smoking.
Outside of
Can
this
I eat
stuff,
more?
Stop it.
Oh,
Me and
sorry.
Sebastian are trying to have a conversation.
I know. Because of the three on the show there, one of us really needs some therapy there.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to. I didn't say who. Did I
You
say
were
who?
rolling your eyes and going,
No.
ooh, like looking at me like that.
Actually, we should start off by that. Everyone thinks therapists. I mean, a stigma to the therapist. We all need it, right?
I think everyone
Right.
needs a therapist.
More specifically, I'm just a hypnotherapist. I
Which
just
is-
deal with
what's the
hypnosis.
difference?
Well, therapy.
Everyone, I guess, yes, to your point.
Yeah, well-
everyone could use a hypnotherapist, right?
I believe so. Honestly,
right,
everyone
right.
could use a little bit of time when it's focused only for them. Because
Right.
I'm going to assume 99% of our day is never about us.
Except if it's my world.
Kathy.
Oh.
Kathy.
Yeah.
Kathy spends a lot
Possibly.
of time with her and her day. Yes.
Yeah.
We could all be
It's
a little
all
bit more
about
like,
me.
We
Yeah.
all could use a little bit more Kathy in our lives.
Yes.
Or just be a little bit more Kathy.
Oh,
Yeah.
If I had a nickel for every time I heard that one,
If
and it's
the-
usually out of her
Yeah,
mouth.
sure.
If we were all like Kathy, then
Right.
I wouldn't need it to do this, and I would
Right.
just be here with like a barrel, and those old timey like
Yeah.
wearing
Yeah,
a barrel with
suspenders.
With the
suspenders.
suspenders. Right.
That's
I
a
like
great
that.
visual.
Right.
That's how I walk around my house.
Yeah, I know.
I got my own barrel.
Yeah.
Kathy comes to their office sometimes like that, just in a barrel. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
And I just happen to roll in.
Yeah, you roll with it.
So,
there,
what would people typically come to you for those kinds of things, or is it, trauma and getting
Who's
rid
your
of that?
clients and what
Yeah.
are they there for?
So I like to
Poor
keep myself
Sebastian, we get a
very
million questions
open.
for him.
I know, you guys need to
so
stand in
excited
line.
to talk
No, no.
about all this. I'd
Let's-
love to
I
talk
can't
about
wait.
it. Please. The kind of people I work with tend to be. I can give you age ranges, where they're
No,
from.
no,
No,
but
no,
we don't
like
care about
what
ages.
you're
Now,
helping
what's
them
wrong with them?
What's
Let's get to the nitty
what happened to
gritty.
the stigma that I just said? There's no stigma.
There's a
That's
lot
how
of
you would-
stigma. What is wrong with these?
At its core, hypnotherapy, in my opinion, always deals with emotions. Because all the things that you're talking about, weight management, trauma, anxiety, salesmanship, I want to stop smoking, a lot of that, there's always different factors that go into it, but so much of it is about there are emotions tied to this issue. I can't handle them on my own. I need something to work on the emotions because I can't handle it on my own.
What about grief? Do you do any grief counseling type?
I actually have done grief work with other people and people who have lost someone recently, people who have lost someone in the past who they haven't really been able to say goodbye to, people who have passed away, but they have complicated feelings about. They know they should be sad, but there's not that kind of sadness that you'd normally assume. It'd be like, oh, I'm sad, I'm going to cry, give it a few weeks, and now I moved on. No,
They tucked it away, and now it's turned into big trauma.
they've tucked it away, and then 10, 20 years, they've realized, all right, this hasn't gone away. I'm still thinking about this person. This isn't normal, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They never dealt with it.
So how do you go about like?
So can I? It's going to be to your question, but the hypnotherapist.
Keep cutting me in line.
Well, we'd like to have some shots at Sebastian too. We're not jumping ourselves, but a hypnotherapist. So from what you're just saying, it's more of the emotional. You actually, it's more of like a little. Like role playing a little bit, whereas you get a normal psychiatrist is more of a talk. It's more not as much as the emotion.
Yeah. So, okay, my inexpert opinion way of looking at it, a lot of psychotherapists, a lot of therapists are trained to deal with the cognitive behavioral model,
Right.
which is how you think
Right.
affects your thoughts.
Right.
Your thoughts affect your behavior.
action,
Your
yep.
behavior affects your feelings.
Right.
Hypnotherapy kind of takes it the opposite way around, different path of the same mountain. It's your feelings. It's always going to be your feelings that you have first before you start putting it into long, coherent, intellectual thoughts.
Yeah.
You're going to feel things first. You're going to make your decision about something long before you actually put it into words.
It's funny because we just were saying that in the last show. Most people, if you're talking emotional or intellect, most people, you always think intellectual, you decide to buy a house or sell a house, but it's really the emotion has to come first, and then it convinces the intellectual part, as opposed to the other way around.
How many times have you guys had it where you've shown a place to someone, they've been able to walk through it, maybe it hits all the buttons, all the checklists that they want, and then you ask them, so what do you think? You get the emotion first. You get, or...
Right. Yep.
And they look around, and before they even have to put it into words, this is a no-go.
Yep.
You automatically know because they've already made their decision.
You can give them all the data in the world, but it's not going to work.
You talk about that. One of our real estate broker friends talks about like you make your decision, an emotional decision or whatnot, in 2 seconds or what is it, Doug? Like 7 seconds. You can look at a picture and in 7 seconds you've already made up your mind about that property on
Yeah.
on the
That's why
internet
you
or
need the
something.
good photography, and that's why you need a Doug Walters in the world.
We should all have a Doug Walters
I
in our world.
I know. We just keep him around even in our audience,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because
He's a good audience.
He's a great audience. We
As
can't go
well as
anywhere
a
without
guest.
him.
Hey,
What's that?
hypnotic state. I like
All right,
that.
so-
So the hypnotic state is not just a trance. There's a lot of myths about hypnosis.
Yeah, you guys are actually mentioning stage hypnosis, and that's where most people tend to know hypnosis from. It's about getting up on stage.
and having them cluck like the chicken, right?
Yeah, exactly. We get a pocket watch out. I tell you, you're going to get sleepy. Just watch.
He's hypnotizing us now.
That's all a myth.
I
though.
don't. Well, there is. I actually don't have a pocket watch. I have this charging cable, which I could try to use.
Oh, perfect.
That would quite be perfect. Now, Rick,
He's more of the new age hypnotist.
this is an Apple one, so you
feeling
feel like Apple
comfortable.
products are really what you want right now.
I have had problems with my mother over the years.
You could put the stopwatch on the Apple phone and then wave the phone
She
at you.
treated me like my middle
close for
child syndrome.
I was a
Loved-
middle
Loved
child
my
too.
older brother and babied my sister, and here I am.
Same with me.
I know you are.
I have childhood trauma.
I know. That's
shows.
why Sebastian's here. You just take. So if someone came to you, say, just as an example, Kathy Holzhauser goes to your office, says, "I have the following issue." What's the process from there?
Well, it's basically that. I always like to have consultations with people because I think for the most part, people need time not only to say, here's my problem, but to also think about what exactly is my problem. I've had people come and say, I just get disrespected all the time.
Yeah.
There's not much I can really do about that unless I follow them around their whole day and said, respect this person. Respect this person.
You
Hey,
can
show
make
me-
a sign.
That's a good job.
It's a nice one,
That'd
but
be a good job.
then the question then becomes, all right, well, what's the issue behind that? Where and when?
Why
we get a sense
are you
of
disrespect?
who are you as a person? What's going on in your life that this is an issue? How does this affect you? What would you? And this is the big question that we could spend an hour talking on. We know what you don't like. What do you want? What do you want to feel instead?
Okay,
What would
I
you
like
like to
that.
make progress towards?
So you actually put them in that position?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a lot of.
I don't mean to
hypnosis.
minimize it. I just want to, yeah.
No, a lot of it is. A lot of hypnosis is about visualization.
Yeah.
It's a lot about having a clear picture of what you actually want. Because if you said, I want a house, I want to be a homeowner, then you can sell them a shack in the middle of nowhere, and they are technically a homeowner. But is that really what they want? Is that really what they would work towards, what they're going to want to work with you towards? No, it's always about helping them have a clear idea what they want. And it's the same equivalent of, I want to, say, live in a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house within this town, this street, with these amenities. Same equivalent. I want to live in a job. I want to be in a relationship with a partner in this kind of work, in this sort of lifestyle, where I feel these kind of things on a consistent basis. These are the things that make me feel good. This is how I want to be. That's way more better than, I don't want to be disrespected anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like shit anymore.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to swear? I'm sorry.
Yes,
No,
you are.
I'm very
really?
impressed you
It's,
did.
your, it's your show.
Okay.
We've been doing our best not to swear. We didn't think you wanted it. So,
So-
yeah.
I was trying to be nice because we had
You
company.
should hear what
So
we call
I feel
Chrissy
like-
in those spare time.
Stop
Oh,
it.
no.
I feel like just you talking and watching
I
you
know,
talk
I feel better.
and listening to you talk.
Very
I feel
calming.
like
Wow.
I could
I'm gonna
see
I'm starting to
how
let go of a lot of my anger I have with my family members.
he's
so.
a little bit more work than me, but I can see how.
None of this affects me because I'm dead inside.
No, you're
So
not.
maybe you're the
pretty-
most work of the three of us.
Yeah, but no, I'm perfectly comfortable being that way.
You don't want any changes,
I don't
right?
want to. I'm perfectly happy being flawed.
So when you go, you're not flawed, Tony. We love you.
Yeah. Do you ever work with athletes who get the yips like a pitcher?
Personally, I've never worked with that. I do know someone who specializes in that. though.
Really?
There are plenty
What's
of
a
hypnotists
yip?
who specialize. Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Are we supposed to talk about that?
Like
what a yip is? You usually don't want to mention it, but
a batter will get in a slump, or a pitcher will have off. And
This is
they
what-
call it the yips. They don't want to call
they
it.
have some
Yeah.
very basic thing they've always been able to do, no longer able to do it. The best was Steve
That happens
Sax.
a lot.
Yeah, Steve
Yeah.
Sachs, all of a sudden, he was a second baseman, couldn't throw to the guy at first anymore. Golfers all of a sudden have the yips where 2-foot putts they're missing all the time.
Oh.
That's what a yip is.
I just learned a new word.
Kind of like Tony counting backwards from 10 on
Yeah.
that show.
Yeah,
that he did.
yeah. I had
but
the
he
yips.
did.
He had
He
the
did
yips. He
do
could-
I
it.
thought I was doing
No,
it
you did a great
perfectly.
job.
Thank you.
Tony, don't listen to them. We never liked that director anyway.
We have a question from the
Wait,
audience.
which one? We get a lot of hands. Doug Walters.
If 90% of your success in life is mental, why wouldn't you work on your mind?
Oh,
Wow.
That's a good.
In case you
thing.
didn't hear
That's a
that, I
very
said
good
if
point.
90% of
Is mental.
success
Why don't
in
you
life
work
is
on your
mental,
mind?
Then why wouldn't you work on your mind?
Well, that's why we have Sebastian here.
So when you say hypnotic state,
Yes.
like say I'm your
He's so
client.
relaxing, isn't he?
Thank you.
I know.
When you say I'm your client and I come in and I say
It's not like being asleep.
no, I know, but where are you going? Like how do you get where you're going in my brain?
So the easiest way,
Dangerous.
like our wonderful audience was asking us, when it's so much to do with the brain, how do you access the part of your brain, or how do
Yeah.
you even get into contact with that part that deals with emotions? I believe that's the subconscious part of your brain. How do you access that?
Yeah.
90%
But
of your day.
why is your emotion, if it's subconscious, why is it always there in the forefront during big decision making and or something gone wrong at work or something goes wrong at home, why does it become an emotion if it's subconscious?
So this is the theory I work with when it comes to clients. We always talk about the mind as being like this thing. It makes decisions. It makes judgments. It feels things. It calculates stuff. It tells us when to get off the freeway or when to merge onto something. It tells us, I'll be there in like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The mind is not a single thing. It's not a single voice. All of our lives are about competing voices. And this is more internal family systems kind of therapy, but a lot of those vocabulary terms kind of leach out into the popular consciousness. So you've heard of an inner critic.
Yes.
You've heard of an
That's
inner
a
child.
question.
Like,
Yeah.
Feel free to answer.
like me, I'm my inner critic.
You're your inner critic.
Yeah.
You get that voice saying, "Oh, you did that so wrong."
She's
can't
also
believe
Yeah,
it."
you're so
she's
fat.
also an external critic too, so don't mind it. Yeah.
And you've heard of your inner child.
Yeah.
We all have a wounded inner child. So much of that is based on the idea that we have all these little voices in our heads kind of competing for different things. And they're all trying to do something for us. There's a part of you that says, I know I have to get to work. Other part, well, maybe.
Not me.
No.
Everybody else.
Yeah.
All right, scratch that.
Hers is, I got to get to work eventually.
I gotta get a coffee is my inner.
She gets a coffee so she can get to the coffee place, right?
Right.
Yeah, there's 2 coffee spots on the way
Right.
to.
Don't
Yeah.
judge
I'm not judging. I'm just explaining to Sebastian why you need a little work.
or a lot of work.
Well, there's a voice saying, I need to get a coffee. My day is going to suck if I don't get coffee. There's another voice that might say, you drink too much coffee. You're addicted to coffee. Other people don't need this much
Wasn't
coffee.
that on Animal House?
Oh yeah, the devil and the
devil.
devil and the
Yeah.
angel.
Yeah.
You guys might be
Kinda.
too young to remember
No, I
that
know.
movie.
Yeah. Sorry.
I know this. 4 out of the 5 voices in my head don't like me. The 5th one speaks Russian, and I don't. So
Oh no, Tony, I can't be snorting on the podcast.
I gotta snort.
You just
I
snorted.
just snorted.
gotta snort.
Tony's so happy when he makes someone on those shows
Oh my
snort.
God, I actually just snorted. Oh my God, 4 out of the 5 people in my head don't like me.
And the 5th one.
Speaks Russian. I don't.
Oh my
I
God.
have no idea what he thinks.
See what we have
let's-
to deal with?
Let's think about that. What if every single voice in your head was just criticism over and over and over again?
I could see how that would be a problem.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to do anything in life if everything you do gets interpreted as the wrong move? You are screwing up.
Yeah.
You're making the wrong decision. You're with the wrong person. You're in the wrong job. You're eating the wrong food.
Yeah.
You're driving the wrong car. You're living the wrong life. This isn't what you're supposed to be doing.
So your therapy more is not to get to why they think like that. You're trying to give them more positive
Or circumvent those
scenario
negative-
to put them in a positive spot.
Sort of, kind of. I mean, I really would like to get them to think about, okay, there's enough voices telling you, there's enough reason for you to criticize yourself. You give yourself enough reasons. What would it actually look like to be doing something better?
Yeah.
If you ask someone, what do you want in life? How many people are going to give you a clear answer? How many people just say, oh, well, I want this.
I want to
working
be
here.
happy.
I want to be happy.
Right.
I want to be making a lot more money. I want a beautiful girlfriend. I want this car.
But you almost want to take it one step further. And why do you need this?
Why do you need this?
Right. Well,
But happiness isn't a goal, right? Do you
Well-
agree with happiness isn't a goal?
It's usually a byproduct,
No,
right?
it's a
Right.
goal.
Right.
oh, I shoot for it.
Yeah.
No, it's a weird goal because you need steps to get to how are you going to be happy? Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
So along the way you just become happy.
Yeah.
Over like the byproduct.
Yeah, well, let's take the example of someone who smokes. Some people, they don't want to smoke because they have a clear idea. Listen, I smell terrible. My family hates it. I'm losing clients because I smell like an ashtray when I talk to them. My voice sounds terrible. I know people who died because they smoked all their lives. Some people have that and they can say, great, I don't want to be a smoker, or I don't want to smoke anymore. And there's some people who go, and I've had this before, people who will come to me and say, listen, I want to stop smoking. And when I'll ask them why, they'll say, well, I don't want to stop smoking. I just want people to get off my back because I smoke so much, and I want to just stop smoking so they'll stop annoying me. That's cool. That's not really a good reason.
That's different.
What if you
Right,
just smoke
right.
because I love smoking?
Yeah.
I mean, it smells great. we're in a good place for the tobacco smell. It's so rich. It smells great. It tastes great. What if you have your whole social life built around it? Are you going to actually make that change?
Probably not.
I smoke to keep people away from it.
It does something for you.
Yeah. I go, yeah, don't be near me.
And nobody will walk back there.
No.
And if they do,
Excuse me.
they run there and run back.
So much of what I want to do is to work with people to give them, one, to discover what is it you really want. It's usually I want to be happy at the end, but you're right. It's a process. What would I do to get happy? Am I happy right now? What could I change that would move me towards, if I'm unhappy, towards happiness?
Right.
And what's getting in my way?
So someone comes to you, the first thing you're trying to find out what direction, why do they want to stop smoking? Maybe they want to stop smoking, but as you say, there could be an alternative reason. They want people to stop. So once you find that out, that will decide which way you go, right?
A lot of it.
All right.
How many sessions usually do you spend with people?
You know, it really depends on
What the
they
issue
want.
is?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this?
Are
Is
you
this the,
are you joking?
It's not part of the act.
Oh. And then there were 3.
Don't make him laugh. He's
Oh,
going to
sorry.
choke more.
And then Sebastian assumed his place at the head of...
What was in that water Sebastian gave me?
Sebastian, could you try this phrase? Welcome to Real Estate House Party.
Welcome to Real Estate House Party.
Wow, you're very good at it.
I'm Rick Carter. Nothing changed about me.
Wow, very
You know what?
calming,
You know
though.
what changed about him
What?
is his voice.
Yes.
Do you hear how calm he is?
Well, they talk about negotiators, too. There's different voices for negotiators. They call it the FM voice, the late night FM voice, where if you
What was
really
that
want
guy's name?
Calming.
very calming, yes. I forgot the guy.
Can you teach the 3 of these how to do it? In 5 minutes. I will actually pay. The studio will invest in this.
All right, I gotta get this out of Sebastian.
Okay.
A client comes in. All right, say they do want to start smoking.
He wants to lose weight. That's what he's getting at.
Oh, we can do that. Someone wants to lose weight. Someone comes in and asks you, yeah, I have a friend who wants to lose a little weight.
Asking for a friend.
Right.
You're already in denial. We can't work this way.
Wow, you're very good.
Thank you.
Another
Did your Russian voice tell you that?
I don't know. This is my dilemma. I don't know what the Russian voice wants.
Someone wants to lose weight. They come into your office, and we have like 3 or 4 minutes left. I want to hear the process there because the 3 of us are going to be calling you for some.
What are you saying about us?
Oh, I guess, yeah, one of the 3 will be calling. So, comes to your office.
A friend.
A friend. And they want to lose weight. You find out they really just want to lose weight. So, work us through the process. How?
So the first thing we'd do, we'd have a quick little consultation. They'd give me pretty much a background of them. You know, how old are they? What do they want to lose weight? How much weight do they want to lose? What are they doing right now to start losing weight? Yeah. Is there anything that's getting in the way, or is there anything that they're...
Yeah, my eating.
Yeah.
That could be it.
Food. That's an obvious question.
But whose food? You know, I have had clients where they've said, I'm recently divorced, and so I'm just alone, and so I just go supermarket, grocery line. It's great, pre-prepared foods. Why am I losing weight? This is a sodium bomb. Well, that might be it, but really it's to get a sense of what do they want, what is getting in their way, and then how long has this been an issue too? If it's a lifelong issue, then it's not possibly just the weight loss itself.
Yeah.
If it's, well, I've
Right.
been
You want to get to the root cause.
we want to find the root cause because a lot of that is what's ultimately plugging up their progress. It's what's stopping them.
Right.
And so we then try to find a way that making sure that we both gel. We want to make sure that the way I speak speaks to them. I don't want to speak in a very high elevated tone because when you're in hypnosis, it's just you're kind of in a very relaxed state. You're not going to follow me. I want to make sure that my language works with you, that you gel with me, that I gel with you, that we have a shared idea of what it is you want from this. And then we can start figuring out, all right, what is the kind of issue? Where should we start working on? Is it with the past? Is it with family? Was it when you were a child? When you were recently an adult? When something...
All of the above.
My eating is getting in the way of my smoking.
I have a question.
Yes.
So how would you say that hypnotherapy differs from regular therapy? So far the way you're describing it sounds not dissimilar to you go on the couch and you're awake and you discuss all these things. So how does hypnotherapy
Different strategy.
differ?
Yeah. So there's a million. It's surprising how many different ways you can hypnotize someone. One of the easiest things that I like to do is we simply put you into a state known as trance. And trance is really what people associate with hypnosis. It's not that you're asleep. It's not that you're unconscious. You're fully awake. You're fully here. You're just, the way I would call it is you're just kind of zoning out. And that allows you to kind of bypass all the intellectual parts of you that wants to, think about how this affects you. Where might this come from?
Oh.
We can kind of get quick. We kind of cut the bullshit and just kind of get to the point.
I was about to say you deactivate the bullshit meter, right? Like
Yeah,
to stop all the just your.
I
you
just
get
think
more
your
honest with
voice,
people. I
right.
assume their answers would be a lot more honest. In
Yeah,
this way,
and the
right?
problem there is if you're 95% bullshit, you got nothing left.
Well, 5% and it's Russian.
Russian, right. And the other 5 you can't
boy.
understand. Therein lies the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you do self-hypnosis?
Oh, super easy. I can show you guys one right now if you'd like.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it.
All right.
Are we going to be clucking like chickens after all this?
Well, I
Go
better
ahead.
drive
No,
home.
you're self-hypnotic, so don't.
I know.
Don't do
I
it to
know.
yourself.
All right.
If you really want to, I
Let's
could
do
show
it. No, I don't want to cluck.
So here's a very simple one. It's based off a concept known as neuro-linguistic programming. Neuro-linguistic programming. I stumbled right over that. NLP. And it's a very simple technique. All I want you to do is think of a word that reflects the emotion you'd like to feel right now. I want to feel calm. I want to feel confident. I want to feel excited.
Okay.
Now I want you to picture that right in front of you.
The word itself?
The word itself.
Okay.
As if it were just a word balloon floating right in front of your face.
Okay.
You can close your eyes if you want. You can keep your eyes right open. Just make sure that it's there. Start making it really clear. I want you to feel like if it's confident,
Sebastian's going to take all 3 of us on his own show.
happily.
Okay. Go ahead.
I
I'm sorry.
quit. I quit.
No, go ahead. Do it again. I'm sorry.
I don't like
Sorry,
this
anything you
job.
like.
All right, go ahead. So
This
we
is
have our
something you can-
words.
You can do this anytime you want, anywhere you want. Just think of that word. I want you to give it detail. I want you to give that word color. Change the font. Change the effects. Make it hum. Make it glow. Make it burn bright. I want you to do anything you want till that thing is right in front of your face and it's too big to ignore. I want you to breathe in. Exactly. You can associate that smell with it. This is the feeling that you want when you're here, and that cigar smoke, that smell of tobacco is going to help you recall what that word is. All I want you to do is, as you're breathing it in, I want you to imagine that word becoming more prominent, getting right there. I want you to take your dominant hand, right or left. I want you to take the first finger, your index finger, and your thumb, and bring the meat, the pads of the first joints together, almost like you're pinching them together in an OK sign. And just keep breathing it in. You can visualize it. Thanks to the smell of the cigar, you can smell it. And I want you to actually feel it. It's there. You thought of the word. You've conjured it up. And now all you need to do is just emphasize it. Breathe it in. I want you to start feeling that more too. Let it come in. Let it become a little bit more a part of you. Calm or confident, excited, still, at ease, at peace, whatever it is. And now with that hand making that OK symbol, I want you to bring it right up to your heart, as if you were saying the Pledge of Allegiance. And as you're doing that, I just want you to repeat. Whatever the word is, insert it into this phrase. This blank belongs to me. This calm belongs to me. This joy belongs to me. This excitement belongs to me. And when you feel it all nice and strong and like it's humming right through you, breathe out. You can release your hand, let it go down, and open your eyes. You're all done.
Oh my God.
Sebastian, can you come home with all of
Oh,
us?
give me a hug.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
I
That
can-
felt
welcome.
so
Wow.
good.
Ooh.
Was that real?
Yeah, I can understand Russian now.
Hey.
No, honestly, like you
Well, he's
can.
got the good voice for it too. He's perfect.
Yeah, no,
Oh my
That was
God.
great.
So
Perfect.
if the hypnotherapist doesn't work, you could work for Peloton in their meditation department.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work, you can be a yoga instructor. That's a real step up for you there.
Well, this has been
That was
great.
great.
That was crazy. You
Will you
have
come
to
back?
come back.
Thank you.
Because
Thank
I'm
you
gonna
guys.
practice that. Like it felt so
It
good.
did feel good.
Please do.
That's
That's a
good.
little example of self-hypnosis. I want everyone to be able to do that. I always work with people with the idea that I'm not meant to be a long-term thing. You don't want to see me for weeks and months and years. See me for your issue. Let's clear it up. Go about your life. And if anything comes up, you want to try something else, come on in.
Oof.
And if somebody does want to see you, how do they go about that?
Well, they can find me at www.windmillhypnosis.com. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook, also as windmillhypnosis.com.
There is a link to the website in the notes below, everyone, so go check it out.
Beautiful.
Oh my
was
God!
awesome.
Thank
Great.
you so
Oh,
much.
boy.
That
That's
was
good.
really
Sebastian,
nice.
you gonna come back
Of course.
on? Well, can we get you to some of our seminars?
Anytime.
Boy, there's people, brokers and sellers would love this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my God,
Absolutely.
that was amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's the first time that we've ever been quiet at the exact same time.
I also muted your microphone, so if no one can hear with the few comments that were obviously being made in the background, it's because I
We didn't know
turned
that
it
was an
down.
option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta go out. We're over.
That's Sebastian. That was very good.
Oh my
Thank you
God.
very much.
Thank you,
That's
Ryan.
I'm
awesome.
so
That was-
excited.
That was terrific.
That's
Very nice.
awesome.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for joining us
You're
here
the
on the Real
best.
Estate
Like,
House
yeah.
Party. Kathy Holzhauser, Sebastian. That's awesome. Tony V.
Yes.
Go home, relax, think of your word, and
Yes.
that's going to be great. Doug Walters and the rest of our studio audience, thank you very much.
Thanks, Doug.
All right, we'll see you next week here on the Real Estate House Party.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.